I talk a lot about what is called the entrepreneurial paradox, which basically says you are truly successful the day you've made yourself obsolete. Like the day your business can run like a Swiss watch and it's no longer the Eric show. Now your clients are not just trusting you, but they trust the other people and they trust the practice and the process. That's where the breakthroughs happen. So have you found it to be liberating in terms of depersonalizing the business and getting clients to expand their thinking around how you run your business like a business?
Without a doubt. One thing I was very intentional. Well, two things. One we've already talked about is like working together in teams and the value of having that redundancy and having that kind of that dual set of of expertise. But also is my desire from day one, and Kelly will nod and agree with me that I've always said I don't want this to be about me. And and even though I was very reluctant to actually put my name on the door, but that something I had a lot of people leaning in on me. And so I capitulated. But again, I never wanted it to be about me. I wanted it to be, very democratic, not the right word, but, we're all stakeholders in this. And so then we all have, like ownership in the process. But again, from the client's perspective, and this is what we're all here for, is to help, manage client expectations and outcomes. It is, it is liberating to answer your direct question. It is really liberating to know, because a lot of advisors are not like that. It's like, okay, name's on the door and it has to be about me. And I've never viewed it that way. And I think, that sense of entitlement, I think it resonates negatively with some clients,
Well, and this is counterintuitive, and maybe this has already happened, but I tell a lot of my clients to say, I want you to call me the first time this happens, where you as the lead advisor, the phone rings and you happen to pick it up. And the client says, oh, hey, Eric, how you doing? Yeah, everything good? Yeah. Is Kelly there? Like literally they're going past you to get to somebody else on the team because they're so clear on the roles and responsibilities and the depth and breadth of the bench strength. Like they're just so comfortable with that. A lot of advisors can't get their head around that, but that's probably where you are.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the thing is, as a business owner, I sleep really well. Obviously when markets are haywire, maybe I don't sleep as well, but as far as like what you just alluded to, I feel very comfortable sleeping at night. Like I trust Kelly, and, my advisors have lead relationships with our clients, and they're for our clients. They're not, no one's working in a silo. There's not eat what you eat. This is not that environment. I'm happy to be the brand ambassador, in the corporate world and attracting business so that we can all share in the benefits and we can all work together on teams to help solve these problems that people have. And so I sleep very well at night knowing that, the clients that Kelly is kind of responsible for being on point for in terms of communication, that she's going to do a great job. And, our other advisors have great comfort in that. And, I think
yeah. And you talk about the distinction between being reactive and proactive. Like I want advisors to get to a point where they are never playing defense, where like a client says, hey, Eric, what happens when you're not here? Like what happens to us? What does that look like? I want you to be proactive on that and say, you'll be glad to know that we built out our team for continuity and succession and family investment legacy. And, the best way to be indispensable to our clients and their needs is to address our own. Like that's proactive. And on the other side of that, to never have a situation where a client tells you that one of their kids just got their own financial advisor. Like you want to be embedding yourself within the family tree long before the offspring gets their own advisor. And, obviously Jackie talks about this exceptionally well, but just basically saying that preparing heirs, continuity and succession, family investment legacy, that's a big part of our process.